there's lots of rumors about what the Olympic Village is like.
Oh, you're just not going to go into them and make me say it? That's cool. Yes. So there are definitely, I feel like it's one of the first questions I get asked when people are like,
the time.
so is the Olympic Village really like they say it? And
yes.
you're like,
because what, did it come out in Rio? Was it Rio where it was like the big story about them providing, or was it London?
No, it was before. Oh, it was like we
Before
were
that?
having media training when I was 14 years old. We got pulled in to a media training with USA Swimming on how to handle that question.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea because I can't remember which Olympics it was, but it was when they like put the dispenser.
Some protection, we'll just say.
Protection dispenser.
Protection dispenser so that lots of babies aren't running around.
But like what a gene pool. But
also of gold, silver, and bronze. So I feel like, imagine some of the most most fit people in the world. They have had this massive buildup of pressure for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then everyone has lots of testosterone and hormones. And then imagine you're like, okay, now you're done and you're going to celebrate. And here's all the amount of alcohol that you could ever want. Yep. Free everything. It's just a recipe for, depending on how you view it, disaster or fun. So that is the best way I can say it. I think it gets dramatized. If that's
I do
a word.
too.
I think it gets it's not. I think for the U.S. we are very strict with our curfews and things like that. So
we have a lot of stuff in place.
A lot of stuff in place to protect, especially the younger ones. That's why I was shipped home when I was 15. That's why you didn't go out when you were 17.
And it's also depending on your age too. Even as my 17-year-old in London, I was completely unaware of any of that. I didn't even know it was happening. I was just so protected and then when I went back for Rio, I was 21, so I was a little bit more aware of it. But even still, it's if you're not seeking that out as something that you want to do while you're there, you don't even.
I pretty much knew all about it at 15.
Okay, well, there you go.
I didn't. I'm
as naive as it gets.
I knew all about it. Even in the village, there was some, I will not name any names, but there was from a different country, there was an accusation that two people were having some fun on a balcony.
On a balcony?
Yeah. And then everyone was just Katie, as a joke. I was like, I didn't know. But there's some crazy stuff that happens.
It's mortifying for you. You're
mortifying.
You can't even joke about that.
I was I've never even kissed anyone before. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just but I was very aware of these things that were happening. But at 15 and anyway, so the US, if you want to have a different curfew, you need to move out of the village. Yeah. You're on your own dime. You're on your own. You kind of sign yourself off of, I'm no longer, my federation's responsibility.
And that's what happens a lot of the time anyway, because we have to leave the village most of the times to make room for the second week athletes that are coming in. Yes. So Team USA has the same building. Not all sports stay in the village because some of the venues are not even in the country. So gymnastics, I don't believe, stays in the village. Basketball doesn't stay in the village, but they will normally come and visit, which is always a really cool experience. The whole basketball team, they did it in 08.
They did it in 08.
They did it in 12. I think they did it in 16.
Yeah.
So they'll come in and they'll come and they'll let the whole Team USA house know the basketball team's here, and they'll just stand out front and they'll mingle and talk and take pictures and all that stuff, which is so cool. But soccer is all over the place. So I don't think stays in the village.
I think surfing's in Fiji or something.
So not all the athletes are staying in the village, which is something to note as well. But you do normally have to move out, and then if you want to stay for closing, you are on your own essentially for that second week. You need to find a place to stay. You kind of get to explore the city on your own. But if you don't want to go to closing, you can normally just fly home after you're done competing. So it's totally up to the athletes whether or not they want to stay. The really interesting thing about they just announced for LA in 28 is they're flipping it.
Week.
I know. So swimming's going to be the second week. So I know we talked about that, but it'll be interesting to see now if swimmers will be able to do the opening ceremonies, since we're not normally able to do that because we start swimming the next day.
That is really cool. Yeah, I think, I would go. If you have a full week, I feel like I would go. But yeah, it is I feel like the beginning athletes don't get to go to opening, but then I feel like the athletes that are in second week probably go to closing too.
Yes, I would imagine.
They kind of get the best of both worlds. So swimming gets the best of both worlds in 28.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.